way more than that, all of our systems. He designed the Joy Business logo. Did you know that, Glenna?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I've heard this story.
Yeah. He designed Joy Business logo, man of many talents, and took the color from my lipstick that I was wearing and made that the color. So there you go. That's how business is done, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Wes.
So that's like
hello.
Color too.
I got my red shirt on too.
Nice.
So that red story, that's how Louboutin, the red on the bottom of the Louboutin shoes came from the lipstick someone was wearing too. So it's very sexy.
Really? There you go. Joy Business is sexy. Anywhere that you don't think it isn't, you should just join and create it.
I brought my special Christmas glasses with me.
Oh, they're so cute. I love them.
I brought my snowflake antennas.
I love them. Beautiful. Anyone else? Who's on the joy? And we've got Miss Heather Nichols on here today, the star of the show.
I have my red candle.
You got a red. Oh, I know. Everyone quickly grab something red. Who's got red underwear on?
Me, red underwear.
Yeah. Show us. Prove it. No.
Maybe later.
Stefan's got his red sweater on. Awesome. Love it. Thank you.
I have my red dress on.
Oh, you do too. Look, all the red's coming out. We could say things and make people blush. I like your glasses too, Lale. So are you just like living in Portugal now? That's it. Home sweet home.
I'm waiting for my visa so I can actually leave and then be able to come back.
Right. Are you learning Portuguese?
Not so much. I'm on Zooms speaking English the whole time. A little bit, you know, the energy of it.
Yeah. So you haven't been wearing pants then?
No.
I see. Hello, everybody. Hello, Rachel.
Love Lale's glasses. They're so cool.
It's Christmas time.
They're fantastic.
So it's at the top of the hour. I have no idea where Paula is.
I was making
So
hair.
we've got, what's that?
Following to make
Oh
hair.
ja, je hebt echt een hele andere.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this was this is going to be interesting. This was originally, hello everyone. Put your cameras on if you can, unless you're masturbating or having sex, which then you should definitely put your cameras on. Give us some joy. Hello, Alicia.
Good
And Linda,
morning.
we're going to play your video. Thank you for making it. It was awesome. Cool. So this is we were going to meet with the JCFs and anyone who'd done a business done different class, and then Wes and Paula said let's release it to the world, which last night I was like, how are we doing that? Like, how does that work? So I think all the JCFs are on here. A lot of them are on here. I know it's a bit of an odd time for some people. So we were just going to say happy Christmas, and maybe if you've got some questions, or we can talk about our favorite tools, etc. There's the Joy Business book, yay! And it's in like 13 languages, which is very cool. Coming some more to you. And Miss Heather Nichols, I asked her if we could please create a Joy Business signature cocktail. So she did. Thank you so much. I'm so very grateful for that. Look at all the beautiful smiling faces. How does it get any better than this? And Linda also made this beautiful, cute video. And I love it. So here's one thing I want to mention is Linda made this video. With her video that she sent to us, she said, Laurence, look at you. Santa's little helper. With this video she sent and said, she said, can you please check this? I'm not like a video maker. This is, you know, like I'm not basically professional at this, and check my English, etc. And it's freaking brilliant. So the first thing I want to say is, how many things are you so great at, and because you don't have a degree or a whole bunch of letters after your name, or you haven't done a billion of them, you've decided that you're not professional and you can't be that in the world? What if 2021 was the year that you be everything that you can be, no matter what it takes and no matter what it looks like? And what if you did like at least 10 different things every week? and everything. It doesn't allow you to know that where you destroy and uncreate it. I love the Europeans drinking. I am on coffee, I will admit. Right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all names, shorts, boys and beyonds. Nice. So you've been an awful girl, I see. So do we want to take this away? Heather, do you want to talk about your lovely cocktail?
Sure.
Sure.
And I apologize. I have headphones that are not working and some background noise because I'm in the kitchen and there's things being. What? No, they don't. It's not.
And you've got kids.
So anyway, so I hope it's not too loud. So
I love doing everything at home now because you've got like, I'm like, excuse me, you're on some media thing or thing. You're like, I have a delivery truck. I have to go. It's like, it's interesting, like working from home. Anyway, go ahead, Heather.
Totally. So yes, someone asked me to make a red cocktail for Joy of Business because we love red. And so I did, and we sent you guys all the recipe. If you have the ingredients, I was just joking. Like if you happen to have like some hibiscus syrup laying around, you know, you can,
as one does.
Right, exactly. And some blood orange juice. I love it.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's make it. So does everybody have the recipe? Did you all get it with the email?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. And if you don't have the hibiscus syrup and you want to make it later, you can just make it with water and sugar and hibiscus tea. It's pretty easy to do. There's instructions in the email. If you live in the US, this Simply Gala is a really yummy brand that I order online. So there you go. So we have, and I did this in ounces. So I am not sure what the conversion is. Maybe if somebody—
That's what Google's for.
I
just in there. I said that's what Google's for.
Yes, exactly.
There's a lot of recipes that come with American, which is funny because I think America is there's 2 countries in the world that don't do metric. So, but it's,
yeah. So, okay. So we have,
pour.
Exactly. So 2.5 ounces. I already have my blood orange juice in here. It's about 1.5 ounces. And then I'm going to add 2.5 ounces of gin, which is more than a shot, but we like them strong. So, and then I'm going to spill my gin all over the table. And then I have juice of, sorry, I've got to pull up the recipe here. It's a half a lemon.
Of half a Meyer lemon. I can read that to you.
Yeah, if you have Meyer lemon, that's great. If you have regular lemon, that works too. So I'm just going to squeeze that in. I don't have a great setup for here. There we go. I'm going to put that in here. And then I'm going to grate some ginger. And this is just like to taste, whatever. It just gives it a little kick. So I'm just going to cut off the skin and grate some ginger into there. And then I actually have this amazing thing called Buddha's hand, which is it's actually all rind. So it's kind of like a lemon rind. You could use lemon rind if you don't have Buddha's hand laying around. So either grate some lemon rind in or some Buddha's hand if you have Buddha's hand. And I'm just going to cut a little piece of this off.
Sorry, what is Buddha's hand? I've never heard of that before. What is it?
I know, isn't it cool?
Fruit, or
it's this amazing. it's a big, huge rind. Like that's all that it is rind. And rind, like orange rind, lemon rind, lime rind is really one of my favorite things to put in cocktails. It adds this like brightness to it. And this
zest.
Buddha hand has a little bit, what?
And zest, adds zest.
What's that?
It
Yes,
adds
zest.
zest.
Yes.
Yes. And it has, it's a little floral as well. That's the difference between just straight lemon and Buddha sand, is it has some floralness to it. So I'm going to grate some of that.
So can I just say, whilst Heather is doing this as well, like Heather is one of our Joy Business facilitators, and we have many of the right now. If you're a Joy Business facilitator, like wave your hand so that we can see all the ones on there. Okay, there's lots of Joy Business facilitators all over the world. Or we should do the royal wave, actually. That should be our, the signature cocktail, the royal wave, all of that. So, but what I love about, like, Heather is brilliant at making, not just making cocktails, at creating cocktails. She actually did signature cocktails for every single room in Casa Borgoni.
Not every single one yet, but 10 of them.
Almost, yeah.
I tasted them. They're delicious.
Oh, well done. You took one for the team.
That's great.
I love it. So, but my point here is, it's like Heather doesn't stop at saying I'm a facilitator. She keeps expanding out on her capacities. Like Malika is also an amazing, beautiful artist and also a JCF. So it's like, what other capacities? Apparently that's a theme. It's like, what other capacities do you have and can you be that you've been refusing to acknowledge, that if you didn't, would allow 2021 to be the year of ease, joy, and glory, and everything it doesn't allow that to show up where you destroy and uncreate it. Yeah, right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot, all names, shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so I added my hibiscus syrup, about a half an ounce of that as well. And then you can put orange rind in as well, orange zest. I don't have one sitting here, so I'm not going to. And then I'm just gonna add ice in my cocktail shaker and shake it up. This is you can serve it on the rocks, but you can, I like martini style the most. So a lot of my cocktails tend to be more martini style. So I'm just gonna shake it up.
And Heather's going to shake, 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 shake. Worker's going to shake, 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 shake.
I love it. And then strain it. I need a camera crew, I tell you.
You do need a camera crew, Heather. Okay, so how is Heather Nichols going to increase her business in 2021? She's going to be hiring a camera crew.
Camera crew.
From different angles as well. One on
Exactly.
you, one on the whole gig, one on the actual look at that cocktail. Eccola. Hey.
Dear Santa, I want a camera crew for Christmas. So there you go. Cheers, everybody. Merry joy business Christmas.
Cheers. I am actually drinking coffee. Sorry, but cheers. At that time, you know. And also, you know what I found, which I'm going to use this afternoon, because we're also going to make this cocktail this afternoon at 4:00. Is this finger lime gin? It's
oh my goodness.
I know it's a company in Australia, and
So I have to tell you, because finger limes, I'm really into weird citrus. Like citrus is a huge, ingredient in cocktails. Finger limes are actually these little, I've only had them once or twice because they're not very common, but they're these little limes, and you open them up and it's like little caviar pouches of lime juice. It's little balls with lime juice inside they're native to Australia. Okay, so you guys.
Yeah, I bought a bunch yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, I was very excited.
They put them in a bottle of gin. I'm going to need to get you one of these, Heather.
Yes, please.
Dear
They're
Santa.
awesome on oysters.
I love it. But anyway, but you were going to continue. What were you going to say to do with them? Because they're native to Australia, but not all Australians use them all the time.
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, it's like this little burst of lime juice, like caviar. You can float. I love doing like floating things on top of my martinis. So you could float them on top, or I love putting them on oysters, which is, not officially a cocktail, but you can make cocktails with oysters. So
nice. We've got a bunch of bunch of oysters coming for our Christmas Day. We're having, I don't know if Sarah's on here. We've got Christmas Day at Sarah Watt's new property. She's moved there 20 acres and we're having a sleepover. There's about 10 of us. So Lauren's little boy's already like, I'll sleep by the honeymoon. I'm like, excellent. 2 dogs and 2 kids in my bed. How did I get so lucky? Slip and slide, all of it. So does anyone have any questions for Miss Heather? Oh, because it's very hot in Australia, by the way. It's going to be hot. Thank you so much, Heather. And that cocktail looks amazing. And now you get to drink it. So Joe Business.
Thank you.
Heather, do you want to say anything? What I'd like to have a look at while we're on here is what's been going on for you guys in 2020, what tools have you used to still increase your business? Because I've noticed none of us have really gone to that trauma and drama of anything. We've changed. That's probably been the big key thing, is changed up the business. And then what are we creating now? And what are you asking for in 2021? What would you like? Dear Santa. Heather started it. Anyone? JCFs?
I would.
Great.
Yes, Simone. It was my daughter, we were on a call, and then I asked her energetically what she could contribute to me, because before I asked her in words. And then after 5 minutes, she came with a paper and she said, can please the money income from my mother increase at least twice?
Nice. That's awesome. I love it.
Yes. So what can we do to triple or do it million? So if you increase your money stream, so we increase ours as well. So what can we contribute to your money streams? This would be my question for 2001.
Cool. And ask everything around you to contribute to your money. Like if you've got a dog, kids, anything, it's like ask your house to contribute to, creating more revenue for the fun of it too. Oh, I like that Christmas tree down there. Mary's Christmas tree. Cool. Malika, you were going to go, you had something too?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I used so many of the tools and I changed a lot. Like this year was really incredible and I went global. I just checked what I like, how many, yeah, it's so cool. Actually, I'm still celebrating. I looked at how many paintings I sold this year, like yesterday or so. So I go through my year and I look back and then I look at what I want to create for the next year. That's what I do every year and ask questions around it. And I looked at it and I think I sold around 12 paintings this year, which is incredible.
That's so cool. Yes, yay.
And then my boyfriend asked me, he was like, yeah, but you have to keep your studio because I'm looking at things all the time. So it's always changing. And I have a studio in Germany. And then I looked at it and it was like, I sold like more than 3/4 of the paintings I sold was global. It was not in Germany. It's got nothing to do with my studio. It's not regional. It's really like, bam, since I did so much more promotion worldwide. And I was like, yeah, using the tools of business done different. So yeah.
I love it.
Loads changed
awesome.
for me and my businesses, and I'm like, yeah, what else is possible for 2021? It's like, woo.
And I really get that you've got to look at your business in a different way. Like stop looking at it at what it was or looking at, and I know that there's so many people on here who don't do this, but you just hear this general, chatter of people saying, oh, you know, when it gets back to normal or something like that. It's not going to be like that. We get to create our future. We get to choose. So what if we embrace the difference that 2020 is and embrace 2021 and be that difference, like be that catalyst of change around the world. Like, I'm sure that your business, Malika, sort of took a skyrocket into the globalness of the world from 2020. Like, what's right about 2020 we're not getting? It's like, I've had a friggin' awesome time. I do wish I could hug a lot of you, but apart from that, it's like, it's been so friggin' creative and been so amazing. So what if we were the ones who didn't judge anything and just embrace the difference of all of it and even ask for more? Like, let's ask for more. Everything it doesn't allow that to show up, strong and create it, right? Not good about pop and put on and shorts, boys and beyonds.
I love, Simone, thank you so much for that. Because one of the things that I've gotten from like all the way from JCF training way back in whenever it was, like February or March of this year, is like that idea of being willing to be like happier than you're supposed to be, richer than you're supposed to be, like more successful than you're supposed to be. Like in a world where everyone wants to cancel 2020, it's like, I'm actually asking to outcreate 2020, like not from the resistance of what was created and COVID and all those things, but from like acknowledging what was amazing that showed up and like asking to go from there and outcreate it from a space of like even greater. And that is so much of what you facilitate with like the difference, like be willing to be different. And that is so much of the difference. So that's what I'm asking for in 2021, outcreate it and to be happier than I'm supposed to be, richer than I'm supposed to be, have way more fun than I'm allowed to.
I love it. Yay. All right, just jump on in, guys. Who else?
I'd love to share a magical story that I got yesterday. I'm not sure if you can see this. This guy's name is Alan O'Herlihy, and I've been coaching him for 6 years. And yesterday, his company won the Fast 50, the first place in July 2020. They're the fastest growing company in Ireland. And he called me up and he was like, hey, come on down to the house. We're having a party. And I could just sense you there with me. And I know he's like joy of business. When you told me, when he met me 6 years ago, he was all in result and collaborating his success on how much money and all of this. And I started him gently on the joy of business tools. And this is so pretty cool. So
That
he's found
so
a guy.
cool.
It's
Yes.
fucking cool. It's so
One
cool.
of my yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so he said to me, I finally got contribution, what you were talking about. And the next project they're involved in is there's 40 million blind people in the world and 250,000 have only a dog. So they found a guy in Brazil who's developed technology to help people go right, go left. It's like a navigation for blind people. And that's their next project. So he's using this like, who and what can contribute to my business? What can I contribute to? And he said, I've got it, Rachel. I now know what you were talking about. So what else is possible for us penetrating all businesses on the planet? Like really, what will we have to be to get CEOs talking, reaching, going, whoa, what is that? You know, I really get that this year for that whole movement of contribution, it's game is on because people are really starting to look at how they treat people in the workplace.
That is so cool. Thank you so much. And can I just say the reason why I actually put this book together, Joy Business, was because a lot of the tools of access consciousness and the way I was with business, I thought everybody was doing that. And then when I realized when I did classes and people come up and this look on their face was just like, oh my goodness, like the tools that you talk about, these are so different. And I was like, really? Because Gary, when I met him, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, I was just like, this man is talking about everything that I know is possible. Like nobody else had been talking about it. And we all, like all these JCFs on here, don't function from this place of we've got it. It's like we keep asking for more and stepping into that. And that is so much a part of this. And one of my biggest asks as soon as I started with Access was that every single business in the world would know that access consciousness tools existed so that they can choose it. They don't have to choose it, it's their choice, but so that they could choose it. So can we reach out into the furthest corners of the universe, like everywhere, the whole, universe doesn't have corners, but into the furthest far out into the whole universe And can we be that energy of being in question, of that joy, of that, you know, like what Paula was saying, you know, being too happy sort of thing, the happy you're not supposed to be, the rich, the more, the ease, the joy, the glory, all of it. And can we do together like a 1, 2, 3 so that we can allow all of this to show up with so much ease that it's just like in our face. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, and on good and bad, Pock and Porona in shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow, that was cool. Thank you. Wow, that was really cool, guys. That's got like this like energy to it. Okay, any other JCFs want to jump in?
Yeah. For me, it was incredible, different for sure.
Well, you ended up in Portugal.
I came for 9 days to look for a property and ended up staying 10 months. So it's been really it's like finding my people. I don't know how to say it, but like my body brought me to exactly where I needed to be, but it's just so different. And the businesses, I ended up firing everyone, including me, from the businesses. It was fun. We all had actually a good laugh about it and stuff, but it really was to let go of all the expectations we had of what the businesses had to be. And then really creating with the businesses of what the new businesses desired. And, you know, traveling all the time and stuff. Like COVID for me in many ways actually, you know, brought some craziness, but it also brought space to create. And one thing I'm very passionate about is the earth, and the property at Alagar has been such a gift and contribution. And it also is bringing another project. So I'm actually going to be doing an earth event in the jungles where they filmed the Avatar next year. And
oh, wow, cool.
Yeah, this opened it that more people are willing to even know about it. So like my businesses, I opened a new business here, you know, it's going one direction, but then it also opened the things that bring me so much joy with the businesses, but are more environment related, and educating them business with the lands, not just to do a business that harms the land. So it's been pretty cool. And there's been some not so easy moments, you know, but I have to say, it's just like, it's been so cool to have the tools. I really don't know where I would be or what I would do if I didn't have the access tools during the period, because it's been insane. And yet, even yesterday, we brought people to my hotel room and we ran bars on people who didn't even know about access. And they all left so happy. And you could perceive the whole hotel and the land and how much it changed. So like, it really has been a year of, we have to acknowledge how different we are and business, how different business is. So Simone, I'm so grateful for you. Like the whole JCF, how we have each other's backs, but you are such an incredible leader, and like really fun and play. And even the stuff that we put in the group that, hey, we just need a little pump me up, you know, there you are, you're always contributing. So you are the Santa Claus all year long. I don't know what to say.
Thank you, Lale. Thank you. Thank you. Who else? Who else can I say here? Miss Glenna. No, where are you? Heather.
Well, I was just
I can recognize your voice. There you are.
I've been so in awe lately of how different everything is in the world right now than it was a year ago. And like, we never as a world, you know, never ever would have thought that we would be where we are now a year ago. And a lot of people would say, you know, oh, it's so terrible, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it's like how much change can happen in the world in a year, you know? And I love, Lale, you're just like, oh, here I am. I happen to be now living in Portugal, you know? And so to me, like one of the things I'm asking for is that, like that, even more than that, change in the whole world in a way that actually really works for us as humanoids, and really like it, like just so it feels like the world kind of like went under so that we could be creating all these things that we've been creating.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is still more energetic than, you know, it's actualized. But every time I take a moment to just acknowledge what is in the works and what is occurring and what is showing up, it's like, whoa. You know, and with every single one of us, it's like if we look at like all the business done different classes and then what we've all created from those, everybody who's parted, and then like the ripple effects of all of the choices that we've made and the questions that we've asked, it's like, wow. And what more and what else? And so like years ago, I would every year I'd go, what would it take for my life to be unrecognizably phenomenal a year from now? Like every time the new year turned or whatever. And it's like, that's showing up. And I'm like, now I'm like, okay, even more, way more. It's time for humanoid reality to dominate.
So what I'm going to ask too is what if all of you write down at least 5 or 10 things that you find incredibly easy? Because that's the thing, you find something easy and then you think it's useless or you think everybody else can do it. Rather than what if that was a major contribution to the planet, a major contribution to you and your business? And I was having talking to someone the other day and we were talking about how well everyone using the Access Consciousness tools has, I'm going to use the word adapted to what is, but not adapted as in giving in, adapted as in the strength that they have not to buy into the trauma and drama of this reality, to expand their muscles beyond that, be greater, but also this 10 seconds go, okay, so this just changed. What am I going to create? What am I going to choose? Do you know what I mean? It's like, what if we can keep being that adapting in 10 seconds to what else? Like there was a the other day there was 2 planes heading from Sydney to Darwin for Christmas, right? And Sydney in Australia went on to, well, the whole of Australia just decided to lock Sydney out because we've got 30 cases of corona or something, you know. So there's 2 aeroplanes that are filled with people on their way to Darwin. Mid-flight, they announced to them, when you land, you'll be taken to a hotel for 2 weeks quarantine that you have to pay for. So that's over their Christmas and New Year. They're obviously flying to Darwin for Christmas, etc. So like they don't even get a choice to turn back or not fly. And I was like, God, can you imagine the energy on those planes? Like that would have been some serious like anger, crank, frustration. And what I'm noticing is no matter what shows up for all of us, we like, have you noticed how much who does this belong to tool is so prevalent right now? It's like I am so getting like every day how much is just not mine. So if you're just listening to this, guys, that 99% thoughts, feelings, and emotions, it's actually 100% thoughts, feelings, and emotions are not yours. And it's like, what would you choose? Like, how would you deal with that? It's like next, it's like, you know, what else is possible? What's right about this I'm not getting? What can I create and generate from this? What can I actualize? Like if we keep being in question and not having this place where we buy into everybody else's reality, it's like we expand right out and ask questions from there. The universe is this universe is available for us. There truly is, but we've got to ask questions and we've got to actualize our capacities. Like I said, that 5 to 10 things that you find incredibly easy. There's this company here. It's all about the gin. There's a company here that makes these, they're not here, they're at Sarah's house now. They make like, what do you call it? Decorations for your tree, these gin baubles, and they've got all different gin drinks in them. So, you know, open Christmas Day, you can make all these gin cocktails. And I showed them to Heather and I was like, Heather, I was like, what if you created something like this next year? It's like Heather's cocktails, you know, and had all these gin baubles. Like what business could you create in 2021 that you would have put into the impossible list, or it's too easy, or it's too much fun? Like how many people I've had sessions with or spoken to that don't choose something because to them it's fun. Like Susie Godsey, once created a dog walking business because she loved walking dogs. What if everything you did this 2021 you actually loved? Like it was so much fun for you. You woke up every day going, fuck yeah, I can make money from this and have so much joy and fun. Like watching Malika with her art stuff. It's just like wonderful. And can I tell you, business done different is such a thrill for me when the facilitators are out there facilitating, because the amount of personal messages you guys send me and just go, oh my God, I just got so much out of this class. It's like, it's almost like this, am I allowed to receive this much when other people are paying me to come to the class? Yes, you are. Let's increase it. So it's like, what if that, like that joy of spreading the tools of access consciousness, like was the ease of being that change that the world is asking for. And everything at that is times a good thing, and right now, good and bad, pock and pot online, shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, how many other revenue streams can we have show up in 2021? How many revenue streams are you willing to have? Like 3, 5, 10, 20, 100? Like just revenue streams coming from everywhere. And even start to, what if that you, like, when I started to look at revenue streams, one of the things I did was I wrote down, and I have, because I love an Excel spreadsheet with like all the each one has a column. So, and then each month I'll put how much money I earn from each revenue stream, because you tend to not be aware of it exactly. And so, and then I would like put down there, and then I have a column that has my 10%. And your 10%, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this and you don't know about it, is you put 10% away of everything that you earn as an honor account that's just for you. I also I put 10% in my tax account too, so that at the end of the tax year, I'm not like, oh my God. I'm like, I actually have money to pay the joy of taxes. It's literally, my bank account is called Joy of Taxes. My private banker in Melbourne is just like, you're so strange, Simone. And I'm like, yeah, but it's the joy of taxes, you know? So, but I have these columns for all the revenue streams that I have. Even if it's like $100 or $1,000 or something, it's like, so that I know where money is coming from, not so that you can make anything right or wrong, literally for the joy of it. Because you're like, wow, that's so cool that I made that much there. Or, you know, because I've sold some jewelry, it's like things like that. And it's like, so not the obvious. So what if you created something like that and you had this Excel spreadsheet or Google Doc that had all these different revenue streams, and you can ask each day, you know, which one requires my attention today? I think that is right and wrong, good and bad, pock and pot online, shorts, boys and beyonds. I remember I had this conversation with you, Wes, when you were talking to me about tax and everything. And I went, it's just money. And you were like, oh, it's just money. Like
that, when you said that to me, it's just money, like that changed everything for me. Not just the tax. It was like, oh, it's just money. And I remember that all the time when something about money comes up. Oh, it's just money. It like completely took away all that significance I had around money.
Yeah, it's just money. You're the source of creation, not money. Money's just fun to have and fun to spread around. Can I ask you guys, Gary and Dane, one of the things that they did was this year, they said, because there's a lot of people we would, you know, put money in and buy them a gift, etc. And they said, can you not buy us a gift this year? Can you gift those who need something? Like there's been a lot of people with the whole COVID thing that need help, basically, not from the actual disease, from what's occurred around the world. And can I tell you, it's been so much fun. There's been a whole bunch of us who've just been contributing to many different people. A friend of mine I spoke to rang up a local toy shop here and paid off all the stuff that was on lay-by and paid off everything that was on lay-by. So then those people go in and then they get to, you know, have that. It's like I've been, you know, gifting to random people, including like the maid who usually looks after me in the hotel in Parco de Principe in Rome, because we usually go there 3 or 4 times a year. And she's been out of work since March and is a widow with 2 kids. And it's like, she's just like, one of the things that she sent back to me was like that the joy in her world for not being treated just like a number. And she was like, thank you. She said, who does this? It's like no one does, but who could you give to over this Christmas, New Year period that could change their entire life just from the gift that you be? And whether it's like $20, $50, $5,000, whatever that is. What if that's the gift that we started being? I actually was in a supermarket yesterday. It was so freaking crazy, you know, that, and you're just being like, I'm like smiling and happy and everyone. And I walked past this mother and kid, and he wanted to get something, and she's like, no, that's $16. And I got home and I was like, damn, I was like, I missed that one. I could have just turned around and gone, here, here's $20, or here's $50, buy whatever you want to buy. And it's like, so what if you heard who was truly in need this Christmas and year, and you gifted it to them because you just could? Like, how much joy can we bring to the world, and how much change can we create in the world from that? Any other JCFs want to add anything?
Yes, I would like to add something.
Laurence, look at Razu.
I was in a network for women a few days ago, and we had a party for the end of the year. And I talked. I was a Joy of Business facilitator. I showed the book in French, and people were, oh, amazing, but because of joy with business is something very strange for a lot of people. And one of them asked me if she can, where she can find this book. So I said, I have some books, I can send it to you. So she was very happy. And what else is possible with that? It was all these women didn't know anything about access consciousness or joy of business. So
that's awesome. I love it. And just as you know, in all the languages that we have this book in, every translator calls me and pings me and says, hey, joy of business doesn't make sense in our language. So what? And I go, it doesn't make sense in English either. Okay, those 3 words. What if that was our demand for 2021 too, though? That anyone that sort of was like, yeah. And it's like, no, this is actually possible. Like it was, I remember when I met Gary in the first class I went to, like 2-day class, was the, that I traveled to, was a business class. And it was almost like this, like the trend was to be cranky about going to work. Like Monday, it's like, oh no, we've got Monday and now it's halfway through the week, Wednesday. The trend was to bitch and moan about business, not to enjoy it. And what if that has changed? And what if now it was like everyone around the world got to be joyful in their business and create something freaking amazing on this planet, this amazing, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful earth. Yeah. Thank you. Azu?
Simone, thank you so much. This year has been really weird and fun. And I'm so happy I have been together with you in this JCF and as part of the JCF. And what JCF facilitated me a lot, taking the classes and then also introducing this to people who are not so familiar with that. That facilitated me a lot. And I was a control freak, and I am still. And but I turn it to my advantage more, and I'm relaxed. And when I look back, actually 2020 has been a fun year, and I really enjoyed. And when I look at this right now, we look very cute right now. And once upon a time, we were taking selfies. And right now we are taking screenshots of the moments. And this is the new normal maybe, but I am so happy that you are in my life, all of you. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. And I love that control freak comment too, because we're pretty much all control freaks, but when you don't judge it, you can use it. And one of my asks for 2021, because I've been looking at it in the last couple of days for myself too, and was, I know a lot of people have like the year of blah, blah, blah. And one of my asks is truly the year of no judgment. Like if we had no judgment of anything, then what would we choose and what would we create?
I want to also add one more thing.
Sure.
if you will recall, we had our first JCF call for all facilitator call. We were all the JCFs together and we were sharing the tools. And there, couple of us mentioned what is one of the best tools that we used then. I think that was around about April. And we said things like including the earth. And I want to just show you where we have come from that as JCF, creating with the earth. And now, I mean, look at the class picture that I saw, that relationship done with the earth, that your class photo, it tells a lot. And everything that we are doing right now, how we create together with the earth is so different and wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Thank you for that. Thank you for, yes, acknowledging when we ask for something and that it actually shows up. So then asking for something doesn't mean it's not going to show up. Asking for something means you ask for it and then you've got to receive it. And it usually shows up not the way you think it's going to. But thank you. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else?
I can add for this year, this year has been crazy and crazy cool in so many ways. It was when the lockdowns first happened, I had just moved my house. I had my landlord had sold the house and I had to move, and I ended up moving across the street. Totally different story of the ease with that. But I moved into a house that had a big living room, massive space where I could have classes and have a little office. And I didn't know we were about to get totally, isolated in my hometown for the next year.
I need a bigger room. I need a bigger office. Yeah.
It was like the universe, and the questions I ask and all the joy of business questions, like, what else is possible with this year? What else is possible I've never considered? We're arranging everything for the lockdown before it ever happened. And there was a COP here that Brendan came and did one in my little town in California, right here. And I met people that I didn't even know lived here that were doing access, because I'm traveling most of the time. So I had foundation classes and bars classes and body classes, and I had an office for private sessions, and my revenue may have gone down, but my expenses were so much less. My net is probably close to what I've done other years. So it was just amazing to see how everything worked to my advantage, even before we had the awareness of what was going to happen in the future. So it's been a really great year for creating in where I live. It's been amazing with
creating where you live. Yeah. And also really listening to those whispers, because if we talk about using the tool of following the energy. And it's like when something shows up, like when we were looking at the schedule for 2020, and I was having this conversation with Dane, because he was so happy with the schedule and what he was doing. And I kept saying to him, I'm not that happy. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I just cannot see myself doing all these COPs in Europe. Like, they're all there. And I kept asking everyone I work with, going, should I really go to Croatia? And Czechoslovakia and all this. And I was like, what is that? And Dane said to me later, you know what, we need to add to our repertoire of questions. Is there going to be a pandemic this year? And you won't be able to travel. And I was like, good point. Because I knew, but I just didn't know, why am I not going there? I'm not going to Europe, but I don't know why I'm not choosing to go to Europe. So it was interesting.
I had the same. Yeah. I had to, the classes, I couldn't get dates for classes. It was probably 6 or 7 I would keep postponing and putting off. And, when are they going to create themselves in the future? They definitely didn't happen this year. Yeah, there were whispers, and we had awareness. That's a great question. Is there going to be a pandemic?
I know. One of the tools that I love talking about too in Business Done Different class is procrastination, because, and this will go along with the year of no judgment, is most people, when they procrastinate, they judge themselves, and then it perpetuates this wrongness of them. And there's a couple of things at the moment I was looking at yesterday that I would have said that I was procrastinating, but here's the tool I use is, what am I aware of with this project or this, whatever it is? Like, what else is going to show up? Who else can I talk to? Is this actually going to move forward? Because when I notice when something isn't moving forward, it's not from being lazy or procrastinating. It's like there's other information available. So it's like when something gets crunchy and it's like ask. It's like, what else is possible here, or what other possibilities are available, and give it space. Like one of the tools that we spoke about, I think it was, I can't remember, last year or whatever, the relax and receive, the new relax and receive. It came when Gary Douglas said that if all the staff in Access Consciousness would relax, we would increase by 75%. So what if with your business you relaxed over Christmas and New Year? Like, do you notice that energy of everyone wanting to get something done by Christmas? I left a message for our regional coordinators. I was being naughty because we're going to meet up, but with Rebecca, Sylvia, and Gaia and Francesca. And I was like, hey guys, I want to set up a meeting before Christmas. Kidding. I was like, no, after Christmas, like, let's relax. But I wanted to download them with what I was wanting to ask, so that, because I know all those ladies, that if I download them with what I want to ask, you know, they'll be cooking a turkey or having a cocktail and go, ooh, this. So it's like, what ideas can you sort of, you plant that seed and then allow it to grow, relax, drink the cocktail and allow it to grow. Like, have fun. That's
Simone,
the purpose of life is to have fun. Yeah.
can I just add one thing? You know, we're very lucky in the Joy business in that I can call up a few people. One thing I would say to everyone on here, check in with the energy of who can actually contribute to you being more, receiving more. Like one voice of sanity or of consciousness or of possibility in the midst of, like, if you're surrounded by conclusion. I just want to say a big thanks to Glenna, because, you know, I moved to the Netherlands this year in the middle of a pandemic. And so one person who's willing to be that voice of possibilities can create massive shifts in your future. So, you know, ask who can contribute, because this is what you be for all of us, continuously, always there, always reachable, always there. And I have to say, for me personally, that energy continues to support my growth, and that is gold with what we have with Joy Business.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love the way Monish wrote, slow cooked and juicy and tender. Yes, that's it. Allow that to show up. Anyone else want to say anything or ask anything or share something?
Simone, Mary,
Yes.
I just want to say I had like no idea what I was getting into with Joy of Business. And I just
we still don't.
Saw it posted. It was like, yes, I want that. Yeah, I choose that. And then I hadn't done Business Done Different, and I've been following Heather. So okay, I'm going to do Heather's class. And then I said, okay, I need another one. And then Rachel and Lauren, and those three people like contributed massively to me. And then I did the training, or I think I did the training first. I don't know. I can't even remember. It's all like 100 years ago. And what was really interesting for me was it really wasn't specifically showing up as about teaching Joy of Business classes, but how much it created, you know, in however many months, what's not even been a year yet. And what that has created for me has just been, yeah.
So cool. Well, I'm so glad, and I'm so grateful, and that makes me so happy. And I actually would really like to acknowledge all of you guys who were here from the beginning, because there's some of you facilitators, and I'm probably going to get it incorrect, but I know Rachel and Heather for sure, were like, Lale, I think you were here right from the beginning as well, that, you know, when literally it was like we were lepers walking through the streets, because Lauren was too. Lauren was actually at first with her twins in her belly. The first JCF training we did at Mooloolaba, and she's like, am I allowed to lie on the ground? And I'm like, yeah, I think you're about to burst. I think you should lie on the ground. And we had her like with pillows all around and stuff like that. And because she's so little with these twins in her tummy. So, but knowing what you knew and to keep choosing it, like no matter what, because we've had some conversations about people, you know, putting classes up and going, hey, no one show up, no one showing interest or anything like that, but to keep moving forward. Like, to me, this is like, how many times have you chosen something where you are ahead of what everyone else is choosing, and then you go to the wrongness of it because nobody's choosing it, and then years later or months later everybody desires it. Keep knowing what you know. Don't ever choose anything less based on anyone else around you, and keep moving forward. So like joy business is not such a dirty word anymore, or it's still really different. And it's like, and let's go. Like, what else can we create and actualize in the world? Yeah, Ayla and Preston would be the youngest JCFs. The kids I have when I'm not having kids. It was so cute. I went around there the other day and they wanted me to jump on the trampoline with them. So I was, you know, like, did you grow up with a trampoline that like you had like the wire things and there's no net or anything, like, and you'd fall and your leg would go through the thing. And now it's like, you know, the trampoline, it has like the side thing. It's like you could do anything and bounce off the walls and nothing's going to happen, you know. So I was in there bouncing with him. And then when I wanted to get out, Ayla's like, no, the thing to get out. She's like, you have to stay in here. And I was like, who wants gifts for Christmas? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you got to let me out. Person's like, okay. Ayla's still like, no. I was like, come on, guys. But it's so much fun. It's so awesome. I'm so looking forward to someone said to me, you're spending Christmas with your family. And I was like, hell no. I'm spending it with my friends who are way more of a contribution to me than my family. That's me, okay? It's like, you guys might have a great family, and if you do, that's awesome. But I wish you all a very, very happy Christmas, no matter what you're doing and no matter where you are in the world and what you're choosing. And please know that you are just a bright, shining light on this planet and on this earth, okay? Anyone else got anything they want to add? Okay, so Sarah, what's driving? Just sweaty, back from the gym. We've got, I'm just going through the pages. Okay, well, if no one else has anything else they want to add, then I just want to say thank you so much. Manisha, I'd love you to be a JCF next year. Christopher Hughes is going to be a JCF next year too. He spoke to me about it a couple of days ago. So yes, it's growing, it's expanding. We are the virus of joy in business. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming on here today. Just thank you for being you. Like how the hell did we get so lucky to have so many amazing, beautiful beings around the planet that are such a contribution? So thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Happy Christmas. Not Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Happy, just happy. HAPPY. Happy with a cocktail. And Heather, thank you so much. I am so honored that you created that cocktail for us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. Enjoy.
All right,
you.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Happy
Thank you
Christmas.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Happy Christmas.
Everything here.